the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management. You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football, no! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's hunt! We made it! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house! We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like this. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm glad when you still want to feel, man. That's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You bad for working my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. Thank you, Willie G. It's a wrap. Game over. No, game is really just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, KYOKradio.org. We're also streaming on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, and Roku TV. That's right. If you got a Roku streaming device, whether it be on your television, your computer, wherever it is, all you got to do is download BS3 TV. That's B as in boy, S as in Sam, the number 3 TV. You're going to have some great shows, including the lunch break. Glad to be a part of the family. Willie G has checked in early. He said, have a great show. Appreciate you. I bought some Girl Scout cookies from Willie's daughter, and man, them bad boys hit last night. Bad boys was at that door when I got home, and man, them Thin Mints, I put a couple of boxes in the freezer. If you don't know about frozen Thin Mints, you don't know. You better ask somebody. Because those frozen Thin Mints go hard in the paint. So, appreciate you, Willie. Tell my niece, thank you. We're really excited about those Girl Scout cookies. All right, it's Throwback Thursday, and I got to tell you, the NFL is quietly but securely dominating the headlines right now. I know it's the NBA trade deadline today. There have been some minor moves, major moves. I understand Serge Ibaka is going over to the Milwaukee Bucks. That's a big one. I like that because Serge adds some toughness, definitely adds that inside presence, and he can hit that thing from the outside if you leave him unguarded. We'll talk about that with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, when he comes on in the second hour. Also, a lot of rumors surrounding James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers, to the point where Doc Rivers, who I absolutely love as a head coach, I absolutely love him. I don't care what they say about him in LA with the Clippers. As a head coach, Doc is a real straight up and down dude. Doc is one of the best of the best. He canceled practice. He said it's the human thing to do with all the trade rumors surrounding his players. So a lot of love for Doc. We'll see if, everything shakes out in just less than a couple of hours. NBA trade deadline up at 2 o'clock Central. So we'll see where all that goes. But let me do this. Let me get ready to take this break. And when I do come back, I want to talk about Roger Goodell, who had his first presser at the Super Bowl. And I've got to give credit to Jim Trotter of the NFL Network. You've got to hear his question to Commissioner Roger Goodell and ask me if Roger Goodell said the same thing when Brian Flores filed his lawsuit. It's clear as day. It is clear as day. We'll do that when we come back right here on the lunch break. Throwback Thursday on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people what they want.
How is your car payment treating you? What if I told you you could make a free phone call right now and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Look at your car payment closely. You could be paying as high as 20% interest. Rate Genius can help you reduce your car payments by reducing your interest rate to as low as 2.48% APR. We can refinance most existing car loans or leased cars, new or used, and save you money every month. Put more money back in your pocket. The call is free to find out how low we can lower your car payment. 5 minutes of your time right now could save you hundreds of dollars a year. Call Rate Genius now.
800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. That's 800-811-4169.
Not applicants qualified for a loan or rate savings. Actual offer terms including APR are determined at the time of your application based on creditworthiness, value of the vehicle, loan term, and other factors.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. That's 800-472-5145.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. When Jesus' parents were on their way home from Jerusalem for the feast of the Passover, they found that he was not with him. They went back to look for him and found that he was in the temple. His mother told him that they had been looking for him and he must come with them. Even though he was king, the bread of life, the great I am, Alpha and Omega, Jehovah Jireh, Savior, Lord, God still obeyed his parents. He could have said, I'm God, I'm Savior of the earth, creator of all things. But he was obedient to his parents and he left with them. And by him doing that, he found favor with God and man. I believe that Jesus did this to be an example to not just young people, but people all across the world. That despite how old you are, you still have to follow the order of obedience.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, KYOKradio.org. Got a shout out to Trey Pike. He said, I know the stroll is Monday. Thought it was worth a shot. I appreciate you, Trey Pike. Appreciate you, brother. Listen, let me get to this question that Jim Trotter of the NFL Network asked Roger Goodell yesterday at the Super Bowl 56 press conference. Let me get this set up. And here we go. Here's what Jim Trotter had to say at the presser yesterday.
Hey, Roger, Jim Trotter. The question is more for the owners, but also for you. And since they're not here, I'll ask you, as I always say. In your initial statement, the league's initial statement, it said that diversity, equity, and inclusion were core principles of the NFL. And I need to provide some context before I can ask you about that statement. In the 100-plus year history of this league, 24 of 32 franchises have either had one black head coach or no black head coaches. And to make sure I get the names right, I'll read them off here. We've got the Bills, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Falcons, the Giants, the Jaguars, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Rams, the Ravens, the Saints, the Seahawks, the Titans, who have never had a black head coach. That's nearly half the league. We look at the fact that there's never been a majority black owner. There's only been one black club president. We look at the GMs, now we're up to 7. 5 of those were hired in the last 12 months. We're now at 3 black head coaches, 2 of whom were hired after Brian Flores filed his lawsuit. So it's easy to focus on the owners here, but I want to put this to you here. When we look at the league office, of the top 11 executives there are only 2 people of color. When we look at the NFL Media Group, where I work, there is not one black person at the senior level in the newsroom who makes decisions about a league whose player population is 70% black. So as a member of the media group and as a black man, I ask, why does the NFL and its owners have such a difficult time at the highest levels hiring black people into decision-making positions?
Yeah, Jim, listen, we look at the same numbers, and they're really part of the effort that, again, looking at how do we become more effective in our policies and procedures. We work really hard. We believe in diversity. We believe in it as a value. We believe it's made it stronger. People who've come into the league who are diverse have been very successful and made us better. And we just have to do a better job. We have to look, is there another thing that we can do to make sure we're attracting that best talent here and making our league inclusive? If I had the answer right now, I would give it to you. I would have implemented it. I think what we have to do is just continue and find and look and step back and say, we're not doing a good enough job here. We need to find better solutions and better outcomes. And so let's find more effective policies. Let's make sure everyone understands. Let's make sure that we're looking at diversity and actually incentivizing that for everybody in our building, including with compensation. Let's make sure that when we're dealing with vendors outside the building, we're hiring diverse vendors and bringing them in and giving them an opportunity to succeed, just like we do with white vendors or people of color. Well, how can they come in and contribute to the NFL? So I think it's not a single answer, Jim. The single responsibility comes on all of us in the NFL, and we have to be the ones that make that change. And we are the ones that have to make sure we bring diversity deeper into our NFL and make the NFL an inclusive and diverse organization that allows everyone the opportunity to be successful.
All right, let me go ahead and take that down. Again, I've got to give credit to Jim Trotter of the NFL Network for that that is one of the best laid out questions that I've ever heard a broadcast journalist pose to the head of a professional sports organization. And Jim laid it out. He laid out the number of organizations that have never had a black head coach. He laid out the number of organizations that only had one black head coach in their history. And then he took it into the front office and looked right at Roger Goodell's senior executive team He looked at the area that he works in for the NFL, and there is no one of color with the power to make decisions in that part of the NFL network. And I got to be honest with you, Roger Goodell's answer is, to me, a very big indicator of what the problem is. He made the statement that we've got to find a way to invite the best talent into this league, as if the league doesn't already have the best talent available. Some of the smartest, brightest, most innovative coaches and general managers and vice presidents of football operations and NFL headquarters executives and NFL network executives are right there in the league. They just haven't been given a fair chance. And if they always look at it as if we've got to find the best and brightest talent, as if it's not already right there in front of your face, then this problem will remain cyclical. But let me take a break, and when I come back, I want to read an article to you, or just the headline of the article to you, and that should let you know everything you need to know about this problem. This problem is not unfixable. It's only fixable when you have people that want to fix it. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break. Throwback Thursday on the legendary KYOK.
KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there. Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break. All right, y'all, back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Willie Gibson just shot me the breaking news. The Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. That's a haul. That is a haul. Brooklyn giving up James Harden and getting back Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. All right. James Harden wanted out. I know that. He didn't make a big deal about it. He didn't want the backlash from how he left Houston to how he would on his way out in Brooklyn, but he is now on his way to play with Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris if Tobias Harris doesn't get moved. Daryl Morey, once again, got his man. Dealing Daryl did it again. All right, let me get back to what I was talking about with Roger Goodell after being asked by Jim Trotter, why is the NFL having such a hard time hiring black talent throughout its organizations, not just as head coaches and general managers, but front office, executive level, in the corporate office, and in the network itself, the NFL network. And remember when Brian Flores filed his lawsuit, he claimed in the lawsuit that the NFL had discriminatory and actually racist hiring practices. And everybody came out and said, oh, there's no merit to the lawsuit. Oh, there's no merit. Oh, this is just not true. Everything that we're about is diversity and inclusive. Everything that we stand for, our core values, all of that. And then Roger Goodell sat up there yesterday and literally said that everything that Brian Flores said about the NFL having discriminatory hiring practices, he literally said it was true. And literally admitted he doesn't have an answer to how to fix it. But I got to tell you, you can't fix something that people don't want to fix. Read an article yesterday from Yahoo Sports by David Lauder. And David Lauder wrote in the LA Times that many Republicans think that the NFL does too much for its black players and are losing interest in the league. In other words, the majority of the people that own these teams, the majority of the people that invest in these teams, the majority of the people that lead state and city governments don't think that there's a problem. And in fact, they think that the NFL is doing too much to fix a problem that they don't believe exists. So I rest my case. This is not about figuring out how to. This sits squarely on one thing. Do you want to? And there's your answer right there. No. The NFL is already in the minds of a certain voting bloc that in several states have made themselves a super majority, don't feel like there is a problem, and they feel like the NFL is doing too much to address a problem that they really don't think exists. In fact, the number one problem in that voting bloc, that base, is, in their minds, brain and concussion injuries. They feel like the NFL should be doing more on that. I'm just wondering how that very astute, educated voting bloc does not realize that you can do more than one thing at a time. Very interesting article. Very interesting articles. And it literally goes straight down party lines. So just threw it out there. Just threw it out there. Just threw it out there. Now, focusing on the game. Focusing on the game. There are several people that have made bold predictions for this coming Sunday's game. In fact, one colleague says that he thinks that Matthew Stafford will throw more interceptions than touchdowns. And I'm going to tell you now, if Matthew Aloysius Stafford does that, Bengals win. Bengals win. Who dey talking about beating those Bengals? If Matthew Stafford throws more interceptions than touchdowns. Somebody said that Odell Beckham Jr. will throw a touchdown in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams pulled out all the stops in this game. But I will tell you, if Sean McVay tries to get too cute and make this game harder than it needs to be by trying to wow everyone with his offensive genius, he's going to end up costing himself yet another Super Bowl the way they did when they played the New England Patriots. I'm just telling you. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
My name's Jay, lunch break is Ferdinand.
Hey, Ferdinand, how are you? Caller of the year 2017.
I'm pretty good. I don't even much have to do long. I just wanted to give you my prediction.
All right.
AJ, the better quarterback is Burrow. But the only thing I can say is I'm a Aaron Donald fan and a believer. Right now, Aaron Donald has his defense. I can remember back in the day when Ray Lewis had his defense together. That's where Aaron Donald's mindset is. I've seen it, and it just progressed game to game. So I'm gonna go with Aaron Donald and his defense. Like I said, that Burrow is amazing. And AJ, if your team win, hey, I'm gonna be happy for you. But if Aaron Donald wins, and that guy Beckham, come on, what can you say about it? Those guys win, I'll be happy for them.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm a big Aaron Donald, Von Miller fan. I'm a big Odell Beckham Jr. fan. I want to see him win one. I just don't want to see them win one against my Cincinnati Bengals. That's all.
Well, like I say, man, if Cincinnati just was to happen for whatever reason, man, kudos to what a team should be. I've been around since this team was 2 and whatever. And you hung in there, upset, sad, just like another fan. But man, this is what resilience do. This is what a front office can do to a team who wants to make positive change.
Right.
We know just by looking at Cincinnati, change can come.
Right.
But do every team wants that? And you have to realize some teams are in it for the revenue and not the championship. So we got to get it right, fans. You could be mad and have ulcers in the stomach from year to year. Pay attention to what's going on. The NFL been corrupt for a long time. The NFL, and I'll leave you with this, AJ, has been a good old boy system for decades. That won't change. Yeah, they'll put a black here or there, but the predominantly of what we're seeing is going to happen because why? The billionaires own it, the billionaires are white, and if they was fair, even for the Flores situation, things won't be what we're seeing, but it is what it is, sir.
Yeah, we've got a couple of prominent black billionaires that reportedly are going to make a bid for the Denver Broncos. But as I was talking to someone, I forget who that was that called in earlier this week, the owners still have the right to approve someone else's ownership. So if they don't like the person who gets the highest bid, they still have the ability to vote that person down. So I don't know if we're going to get a black owner anytime soon if these reports are true that the majority of the Republican base think that the NFL is doing too much for its black players and black coaches and front office execs.
Well, they'll feel their way because whatever in a man's heart, so it's, we already know that those folks that we face day to day. And I'll give you some facts. Look how long it took Michael Jordan to become a NASCAR owner. It took him years of being denied. It took him years of just being frustrated. Had the money, had the backing, but until they want to let you in, they'll let you in. That's how the system works.
Yeah.
I'll just sad to say it is, AJ, but that's how it works.
Yeah. Well, again, a great black man once said, a change is going to come. A change is going to come. I don't know what that change is going to look like. I don't know how it's going to happen, but a change is going to come.
And how does change come? Sacrifice.
Yeah, man.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
We see it. Got to keep it moving.
Yeah, if I'm Brian Flores, I'm recording everything that Roger Goodell says. Everything they say. I'm playing back audio, video, you name it, in the courtroom when Roger Goodell finally speaks.
Hey, time to kill. Samuel Jackson and Jake. What did Samuel tell him? Jake, you wanted him. You wanted him, Jake. So hey, look, Roger Goodell he fits the pattern. So he's a part of the process. If he thinks that is something wrong, change the process.
Yeah.
Has the power. Change the process.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, because you've been very accurate for the last couple of years on the Houston Texans. How many games do they win now that Lovie Smith is the head coach and Pep Hamilton is running the offense? How many games do they win next season?
It's hard to say because you don't know what they have. You didn't give it all away, your best talent. When you go on a total rebuild, like you say, man, 4 or 5 games. After what I saw at Davis Mills, he really had to be the comeback kid to really show me. But I'll give him 5 games.
So you and I are in the same boat. I've got them 6 or less. My over-under is 6. I don't see them winning more than that.
And what would change the game, guys? If Lovie Smith can call plays that he needs to call and develop a running game. See, when you can develop a running game, got a strong running game, you don't have to worry about so much about Davis Mills. When you got a strong running game, if you come around a strong running game, I'll give it 7. But if the run game is not there, 5 or less. Yeah,
well, if David Johnson and Whitehead are their Burkhead are their running backs, that they ain't gonna be able to establish no running game.
Well, that's what I would say. It's just gonna be a struggle for Lovie. If Lovie get 1 year, I wouldn't be surprised because what they're trying to do down here between Kirby and Fannin is clean up the mess that they've got started. Just because you try and bring in a black coach, you put in a Band-Aid over a wound that just won't work.
Yeah. Keith Hennig said they'll probably win 5 games. They have no players. We'll see. Because now Nick Caserio has to do his job and get this roster right through the draft, through free agency, through signings. He's got to do his job now. We'll see if he's got it in it.
Well, good luck with him. I've seen the Texans go from bad to worse to terrible. Horrible. So, yeah. And I have to see something different. Man, kudos to Lovie Smith. I'm glad, for the Brian Flores situation, it definitely helped Lovie because I don't know, AJ. I believe you did. How does Lovie back up David Culley? No disrespect to David Culley. Lovie has been proven to win games.
Yeah.
He has the track record on paper, black and white. If it's on black and white and it's factual, how can you go against it?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm rooting for Lovie.
Prayers of the righteous avail much. The change come. We got to keep praying. That's all I know, my brother.
All right, brother. Have a good one, Ferdinand.
You too. Okay.
All right, Ferdinand, caller of the year 2017. Always a good call. Always a good call. Let's see. Yeah, Mike, we announced it. We announced that James Harden got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. Harden got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, and we announced that Brooklyn got back Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks for Harden. I know Harden's happy. I know James is happy, and we'll see how he meshes with Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris and the rest of that staff. I think Doc Rivers is the kind of coach that can keep Harden in check. I really do. I think here Mike D'Antoni gave Harden way too much leeway. I also think that in Brooklyn, I don't know if Steve Nash had the ear of James Harden the way that he had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, because those two basically picked him to be their coach. I think that I think Doc Rivers will be the first strong coach that Harden has had in his career, and I think we might see a different James Harden. Especially at this stage in his career. Now, if he goes in there and gets moody and I got to be the man and all that kind of stuff, then, here we go. But I don't expect to see that out of Harden in this move. All right, Mike Patton said the Texans better find Jesus to get a 10-win. Wait, hold on, man. He said they better find Jesus to get a 10-win season. That would truly be a miracle in the name of Jesus there. Let me tell you something. The Cincinnati Bengals should be the case study for every team like the Texans, Jacksonville. It's got to be the case study for teams like Atlanta. To go from worst to first in 3 seasons, you got to look at what they did. You got to look at every single element of their rebuild, because this Texans team doesn't want to be a 4, 5, 6, 7 win team for the next 4 years. Lovie will get fired if they do that. You got to see a significant turnaround from 4 wins to however many wins he gets this year to something significant in year 2 or 3. Gotta happen. Gotta happen. Mike Patton said, I think the Kyrie Irving situation was also messing with Harden too. No doubt. No doubt. Harden couldn't get along with Dwight Howard, couldn't get along with Chris Paul, and he couldn't get along with Russ Westbrook. I know that Kyrie Irving situation was agitating his sinuses. I know it was. Ivan, what's up, bruh? King Ivan! He says, however, Steve Nash did state he didn't want to trade Harden. I believe that. I mean, Steve Nash signed up for Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and then he fell into James Harden. You don't want to fall out of those 3. But we'll see what he can do with Ben Simmons. He's supposedly the point guard whisperer. So we'll see what he can do with Ben Simmons. We'll see. Harden and Westbrook are still cool, actually. Yeah, I know they are. But let me just the real deal. When they left here, Harden's family and Westbrook's family, Harden, and I'm talking mothers, and I'm talking Harden and West, were not cool. They were not cool. No, sir. No, they were not. They are now, but they were not when they left here. No, they were not. Sorry. All right, y'all. Let me take this break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up this first hour, and then we'll get ready for Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball review on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
You watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. And if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you. With the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do. And you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. That's 800-649-8617.
Attention timeshare owners. Are you dissatisfied with your timeshare? Tired of the financial burden? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't want or can't use your timeshare anymore? Then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Our experienced lawyers will evaluate your case, and if we take you on as a client, we will work on your case until it's solved in your favor. That's our 100% satisfaction guarantee. One of our lawyers will keep you informed in the process, all while protecting your rights, interest, and even your credit. Get the relief you need now from the burden of your timeshare. Call now for a free consultation, and don't forget to ask about our stimulus discount program.
Call 800-303-4764. 800-303-4764. That's 800-303-4764.
Hi, this is Candace Houston. Tune into my new radio show called Candid Plug. Every Saturday from noon to 1, we will have engaging conversations on current events, topics that affect the community, and religion. Join me each Saturday from noon to 1 for my new show called Candid Plug, where you plus me equals us, right here on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hi, this is Sonia from Southeast Houston, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on 92.3 and KYOK.
All right, y'all. Back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org. It is the lunch break. All right, so I got a lot of people calling in with their hot take for the Super Bowl. If you got a hot take for the Super Bowl, give it to me. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000 for the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Real quick, I'm wearing my Clark Atlantic Panthers jersey because they announced their new head coach today. Clark Atlantic announced their new head coach today. And let's see. Trying to get to the announcement itself. Here we go. Clark Atlanta has hired Willie Slater as their new head coach for the upcoming year. Willie Slater, of course, was over at Tuskegee as the head coach and athletic director. He is now going to try to lead Clark Atlantic back to prominence, and we'll see how all that goes. But again, got to say congratulations, Coach Willie Slater, on being named today as the new head coach of Clark Atlantic in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. You know, I got to get my HBCU love in. All right, let me get back to some of these bold predictions. All right, this colleague of mine said that the Rams will not have any sacks. The Rams will not have any sacks in this game. That would be hard for me to believe. The way that Von Miller gets after the quarterback, the way that, I'm telling you, if you chase him from one side, you got Von Miller on the other side, and you got other defensive players for that Rams front seven that I can't believe none of them will get a sack, but that's a bold take. Let's see. Charlie says the Bengals will get more sacks than the Rams. Let me tell you something. The Bengals defense is not shady. They got some playmakers along that front line that can get after the quarterback. And oh yeah, by the way, Matthew Stafford can get rattled and throw the ball around to the other team. So that's not a bad take. Let's see. This person said Von Miller will get 3 sacks and win the Super Bowl MVP. All right. Another pick, the Bengals kicker will be named the MVP. I don't think that'll happen unless the only scores in the game are field goals by the Bengals and they win that way. If Joe Burrow throws a touchdown and they win, he's going to be the game MVP. But if Joe Burrow doesn't throw any touchdowns and your guy McPherson kicks 5 field goals and they win that way, oh yeah, he might be MVP then. Let me see what else. What was your favorite Super Bowl? My least favorite, I can tell you that one, was when the Seattle Seahawks decided not to give the ball to Beast Mode on the goal line, and they ended up throwing the interception, and New England won that Super Bowl. That's my least favorite. One of my absolute favorites was Super Bowl 51, when Atlanta gave up that 28-3 lead and ended up losing to the New England Patriots. That was definitely one of my favorites. Keith Hennig said Joe Mixon will go for 130. There's some that think P. Ryan's going to have a better day than Joe Mixon. If Mixon runs for $130, Cincinnati wins. If he runs for $130. If Mixon and P. Ryan outrun the Rams running backs, I got Cincinnati winning that. Yeah, the Eagles beating New England was definitely one of my favorite Super Bowls as well. Chi-Town said, yeah, of course the 85 Bears was his all-time favorite. His second one was the Eagles beating the Patriots. And what was that, Super Bowl 32? What Super Bowl was that, 42? Super Bowl 42? Yeah, 42. Yeah, I'm with you, Chi-Town. I'm with you on that one. I hate that Mike Ditka pulled the fool and didn't give the ball to Walter Payton on the goal line. I mean, everybody in the stadium was waiting on Walter to elevate over that pile and score his first ever Super Bowl touchdown. But the idiot that is Mike Ditka decided to give the ball to William Refrigerator Perry, a gimmick. I'm sorry, man. That's unforgivable. I know Mike Ditka's in the Hall of Fame, but he better not be in there as a head coach. That was just dumb. That was just dumb. T-Bone went all the way back, man. He went all the way to the Rams beating the Titans 23-16 in Super Bowl 34. Super Bowl 34. The Rams over the Titans 23-16. Come on, man. That stopped Steve McNair from winning the Super Bowl. T-Bone, why you hating on that man? I thought you black quarterbacks stuck together. All right, listen. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here with what you need to know. Sybil Wilkes on with what you need to know, and then I'll come back with the birthdays after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. T-Bone talk about the Rams.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. Number 1. During a meeting this week, civil rights leaders told NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell that it's time to revise and update the league's policy to improve diversity and recruitment efforts. This includes the so-called Rooney Rule. The NFL adopted the Rooney Rule in 2003 to require teams to interview at least 2 minority candidates for their head coach positions. The Reverend Al Sharpton of the National Action Network said the NFL must affect a tangible change, not rhetorical. And it looks like change is on the way. One black man, a media mogul, is ready to step up and buy the Denver Broncos. Number 2, the Biden administration will place hundreds of migrants caught at the U.S.-Mexico border on house arrest in the coming weeks as it seeks cheaper alternatives to immigration detention. A 120-day pilot program will be launched in Houston and Baltimore, with 100 to 200 single adults enrolled in each location. The plan comes as arrests at the U.S.-Mexico border are expected to reach record highs again this year, and detention space has been limited by the coronavirus pandemic. Number 3, as states begin to relax their indoor mask mandates amid a decline in COVID case numbers, data from the CDC suggests new measures might be coming too soon. Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Oregon announced Monday that masks will soon no longer be required in schools. According to data from the CDC, people in more than 3,200 counties, or 99% of the country, should be wearing masks regardless of their vaccination status. Number 4, members of the Black Student Union and the Gay Straight Alliance at Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, hosted an open mic night entitled Voices of the Voiceless. They took the opportunity to educate fellow students on why their casual and frequent use of racial slurs is inappropriate. The students say it's important for them to share how the use of slurs affects Black students and people of color. Number 5. Black women are 41% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women. Despite this fact, Black women are drastically underrepresented in clinical trials, with only 3% of trial participants being Black. Until more Black women are included in the research, they will continue to face worse breast cancer outcomes. That's why Touch, the Black Breast Cancer Alliance, founded by breast cancer survivor and superwoman Ricky Fairley and breastcancer.org, are joining forces to end these disparities. Read more about Ricky Fairley and the When We Trial movement in today's check-in and check-up story. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. What makes you different, makes you special and unique. You are priceless and one of a kind. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Ricky Fairley. She is the founder of the Black Breast Cancer Alliance and breast cancer survivor, along with comedian Coco, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right. Thank you very much there, Sybil Wilkes, for what we need to know today. And you need to know who's celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday going out to Gary Wayne Monroe. Gary Wayne Monroe. He is, of course, run for city council, Houston School Board, and all the above. Happy birthday, brother. Brendan Boyd is 38 today. One of my classmates, Niecy Gordon Hearn, celebrating her birthday. Dr. Kenyatta Cavill. What's up, Doc? Happy birthday to you as well. Clarence Miller celebrating his birthday. Rose Dillingham, Patrick Robinson. What's up, Officer Robinson? Jamie Bertrand celebrating a birthday along with Tarnisha Hartsfield. Tracy Boswell from my hometown with her awesome self. Sue Najorgi is celebrating a birthday over in Kenya. And Alvin Ramey, what's up, fam? Celebrating his birthday over in Louisiana. Celebrity birthdays for today. Got some pretty good ones. Greg Norman, the Shark, celebrating his birthday today, born in Queensland. Also, Lucia Harris is celebrating a birthday today. She passed away this past year. The first woman to actually be drafted in the NBA. Lucia Harris. In fact, Shaquille O'Neal said he's going to make her name a household name. Daryl Johnson, the Moose, celebrating his birthday today. He was born in Youngstown, New York. Tina Thompson, one of the great players formerly with the Houston Comets, is celebrating her birthday today. Lance Berkman celebrating his birthday, formerly of the Astros, and one of the fastest men alive back in the day, Justin Gatlin, got the gold in the 100 meters in 2004, was born in Brooklyn today. Happy birthday to you and yours. Here is Usher to take you in.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
All right, happy birthday to you and yours. Happy birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday today or an anniversary. If it is your anniversary, we want to wish you a happy anniversary as well. All right, about to put this first hour on the books, get the second hour underway here on the legendary KYOK. Again, it is our Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, about to come in and break down this big blockbuster trade with James Harden going to the Philadelphia 76ers, Ben Simmons and Seth Curry, along with Andre Drummond, plus some picks going over to the Brooklyn Nets. Want to know what Kevin Durant thinks about that. Also, some other trades out there. Quick sports update. The Spurs lost to Cleveland last night, 105-92, in spite of 18 points from Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell off the bench. That is game one of their 8-game rodeo road trip. Game two will be tomorrow night in Atlanta at 6:30. New Orleans is going to host Miami, looking for their 5th win in a row tonight at 6:30. The Rockets will host Toronto at 7, looking to end their 4-game losing streak. Still trying to see if John Wall, Eric Gordon, or some of the other players might get traded there. Mavs are going to host the Clippers tonight at 7:30. Of course, Cincinnati and the Rams get it on this Sunday at 5:30 for Super Bowl 56, live in LA on NBC. A lot of folks leaning towards Cincinnati. I'm telling you, I just want it to be a close and good game. College basketball from around the state. Number 6, U of H handed their 3rd loss of the season. SMU got them 85-83. Number 10, Baylor beat Kansas State 75-60. And Oklahoma knocked off number 9, Texas Tech, 70-55. On this day in Black history, got to celebrate the first black man to own a Major League Baseball team. It was Tom Lewis. He owned the South Atlantic League Savannah Cardinals back in 1987. I wanted to honor him because he used to be the owner of a radio station that I worked at, 2 radio stations that I worked at, and he's also was my frat brother. He passed away from a heart attack in 2011. But on this day in Black history, we celebrate Tom Lewis, the first black man to own a Major League Baseball franchise. It, of course, was in the minor leagues, but it was still a Major League affiliate. Tom Lewis owning the Savannah Cardinals back in 1987. All right, let me get this first hour on the books. Second hour underway in the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Be right back right after this.
The 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready? I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how do we the Miami Heat of football? Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm glad when you still want to kill, man. That's more idea. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had to work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! We ready? I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, that's not over. It's just getting started for the second hour right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, is going to be joining us any minute to talk about these big trades. Another one of interest, the Toronto Raptors have traded Goran Dragic to the Spurs in exchange for Thaddeus Young and Drew Eubanks. Now, let me tell you, Goran Dragic and DeJounte Murray in that backcourt could be pretty solid. I think the Spurs might have got a little bit of an upgrade right there. So we'll see. Goran Dragic and a 2022 first-round pick going to the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, well, so much for that. I already got, according to multiple reports, the Spurs are expected to negotiate a contract buyout with Dragic, making him a free agent. Among the teams expected to be interested once the buyout is complete, the Dallas Mavericks, Milwaukee Bucks, Chicago Bulls, LA Clippers, Brooklyn Nets, and the Golden State Warriors. Man, Golden State got Utah Jazz last night. That Utah Jazz defense was a little too much for Golden State last night. And, everybody got all excited because Golden State jumped out to something like an 8-2 lead or something ridiculous. That didn't last long. That definitely didn't last long. So, I'm curious to see how some of these trades will shift the balance of power in the respective leagues, in the respective conferences, East and West. Obviously, Brooklyn, I don't know. Do they stay the perennial favorite in the East now that they are back down to? No, they're still a big three. Big Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. I don't know if Ben Simmons still. I don't know if he plays this year or not. I don't know. He might be happy. He might hold out. I don't know. We'll see. Is Milwaukee stronger now that they got Serge Ibaka? Does he fill a void that team had? Will they be able to go ahead and make their push to the top? I'll be curious to hear what Chris Gardner has to say. Obviously, let's see. There've been some other small trades. What will the Lakers do? What will the Lakers do before 2:00 today? They got about 55 minutes. What are they gonna do? Man, I think Patrick Beverley is just a savage. Patrick Beverley got his troll on today when he tweeted, "I remember when somebody said all I do is run around and I trick y'all. Well, my boy is the real magician this year." Man, I got to tell you, if I'm Russell Westbrook, I punch Patrick Beverley in the face as soon as I see him. I punch him dead in his face as soon as I run dead up on him. You know how they be doing the dap up and the handshakes and all that? I run dead up on him and punch him dead in the face and go straight to the locker room. I sure do. That's what I do. Let me get this dude's music on. He tall, he light skinned, and today is his day, man. It's NBA trade stuff like we ain't never seen before. It is the king of the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective, Kris Gardner.
What's up, brother? What's up, family? And real quick, that words that Pat Bev is referring to, that's my video. Russ made that comment. I posted that video. That video went viral. It's still on YouTube, approaching almost 1 million hits. So keep talking that, Pat Bev. Let me people bring more attention to the video one more time. Because I put it on my channel. ESPN ran with it. It went global. Folks ran with that, renamed their Twitter accounts. All that. So bring it up again, Pat Bev. More power to you, brother. Come on.
Hey, man.
How Russ does have a response to it.
Man, if I'm Russ, I run dead up on Pat, and I just you knew it was coming, and I go straight to the locker room, bro. I already know I'm getting suspended. I'm getting fined. I'm getting kicked out the game.
But the thing is, that was November 2019, I believe, when Russ said that comment. So Pat Bev waited almost 2.5 years to reply.
Yeah. You know me, I ain't got no sense, man. I'm just out of control. That's why I need you on one shoulder, Willie on the other shoulder to keep me out of trouble.
Today is a fun day, but it's not like it used to be for me. I used to make myself sick keep up with all these trades on trade deadline day, but I just enjoy it now. We'll talk it up tonight on Folks Talking Sports and keep it moving.
So let's get to it. James Harden traded to Philadelphia for Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, and some picks. What's your thought? Break it down for me.
Well, my first response is Mr. Harden can rejoin his enablers. Daryl Morey and Tad Brown to let him do whatever he wants to do. That's my first thought. I wonder what Joel Embiid is going to think about the brotherhood now that he's going to be dealing with Mr. Morey, Mr. Harden, and Mr. Brown. So we'll see how that all plays out. I wonder if James Harden will continue pounding the air out of the ball while Joel Embiid is standing there in the post, posting up some lightweight. So we'll see how that all plays out. Good luck to it worked out in a sense for everybody. Ben Simmons wanted out of Philly. He going to New Jersey. got better teammates. James Harden forced his way out. Oh, let's talk about this. Let me get this right here.
All right, let's get it right.
Forced his way out of Philly. And I'm not sure how to take this, man. Woj at ESPN this morning reported that James Harden wants to force a trade from the Nets to Philly, but he's afraid of how it will look because of the backlash of him forcing a trade from the Rockets.
Yeah,
Tigers don't change stripes, man. That's who this dude is. Okay, Let's just be real. This is who he is. So let him go to Philly with his enablers, and I'm gonna keep saying that with his enablers. Good luck, Joel Embiid, because I'm not sure you can realize what you're getting into, man, because they're gonna make James. What do you want, James? James, you sure is that enough for you, James? Okay, James. What is that? Oh, okay. Good luck, Joel.
Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. We're breaking down these trades prior to the NBA trade deadline. Now, I said that I didn't think Doc Rivers would allow James to act the way he did here in Houston with D'Antoni, the way he acted in Oklahoma. But did he act like that in Oklahoma City? Because he wasn't the man there.
Exactly. He wasn't the man there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, under Scotty Brooks. But, he got there to Brooklyn, and all of a sudden, everything that everybody said about how it was not going to work, it wasn't working.
And look, it's a trend. It's a pattern. It didn't work with Dwight. It didn't work with Chris Paul. It didn't work with Russ. Now it didn't work with KD. Who's the constant in all this?
And that's why I was trying to share with Mike Patton. He was saying that Harden and Westbrook are still cool, actually. And like I told him, bruh, before they left here, their mamas was about to get into a fight. Russ and Harden were not cool before they left. Now they've gotten cool since. But before they left here, bro, it was not good. No, we know that as a fact. This ain't what we heard.
That's fact. Correct.
This is what we know. Yeah.
So Mr. Harden is the constant in all of that. So we'll see how long him and Joel Embiid get along. Because Joel already put out a tweet. If you hadn't seen it, just go look at it. And I think that's his first reaction to this deal.
Oh, bro, hold on now. Wait a minute. You're not got to find out what Joel Embiid say, bro.
Just a picture. Just a picture.
Uh-oh.
Picture say 1,000 words. That's that picture. So we'll see how it all plays out right there.
Okay, hang on. Let me see.
Joel Embiid. Yeah. You got it? You can't miss it.
Is it the picture of him standing there in the suit?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. What in the world is about to go down, bro?
Exactly. And another reason why this trade happened now is there were some GMs, it got out, last week, 2 weeks ago, who were going to play into the league if this happened in the summertime and James signs with Philly in the summer because they're going to accuse Daryl Morey of tampering. So they were kind of sped up to make this deal, and I wonder how quickly James' hamstring heals now. He's been out 3 4 games. We'll see how if a new address. Oh, I feel great now. I'm ready to go.
All right. Hold on, man. You're taking me too fast. Because now I got questions. Let's take a break. When we come back, stay right there. Don't forget what you just said.
No problem. I'm here.
Because we got to chop all this up before we get to the end of the show. Plus, I need you to get out of your basketball hat and tell me what your favorite Super Bowl was of all time. Yours.
That's easy. One last one. I don't watch anymore, but that's easy.
All right, don't tell us yet. All right, we'll be right back with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Boy, he loving this day, boy. He is loving this day, and I'm loving that we've got it right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Hello, this is Gardner, Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Davis from the Danes Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Got to give the people what they want.
How is your car payment treating you? What if I told you you could make a free phone call right now and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Look at your car payment closely. You could be paying as high as 20% interest. Rate Genius can help you reduce your car payments by reducing your interest rate to as low as 2.48% APR. We can refinance most existing car loans or leased cars, new or used, and save you money every month. Put more money back in your pocket. The call is free to find out how low we can lower your car payment. 5 minutes of your time right now could save you hundreds of dollars a year. Call Rate Genius now.
800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. 800-811-4169. That's 800-811-4169.
Not applicants qualify for a loan or rate savings. Actual offer terms including APR are determined at the time of your application based on creditworthiness, value of the vehicle, loan term, and other factors.
K1OK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. You're listening to the lunch break on KYOK. You heard?
Man, I love them young ladies from TSU women's basketball. I've got to give them nothing but love. They've been kind of pulling some games out lately. Kris Gardner, be hating on them Lady Tigers.
They're playing better. They're playing better for sure.
Yeah, it's their turn, brother. It's their turn. They're trying to hang in there. But anyway, let's get back to this stuff. NBA trade deadline about 45 minutes away from completion. We're talking about the Harden to Philadelphia trade, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond, plus some picks going back to Brooklyn in return. You said we'll see if Harden's injured hamstring miraculously gets healed in the next couple of days. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
He's been out, this whole week? And then today, the word this morning comes out, he doesn't feel like he's afraid of how it looks about him forcing a trade for the second straight year, doing it vocally. Well, you just pulled it off physically now with the hamstring. Oh, and that's got concerned with he would flake on him and leave in the summertime, and they got nothing for him. So they're like, well, let's get something for him. Ben Simmons, 25 years old.
Yeah.
See if we make it work. Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
The Nets might have extended their window for championship, getting a younger player.
So Doc Rivers said that, they've called off practice, because it's the human thing to do with all the rumors about the trades around his team. So now we know that they were actively working on these deals that were rumored. Does Ben Simmons show up in Brooklyn and actually play, or does he actually sit out the entire season?
Yahoo Sports, my man Chris B. Haynes said that the Nets will take their time with Ben to get him right mentally, but then Ben and KD have already talked and look forward to playing together. So that's also fair. We'll see how long it takes before Ben plays for the Nets.
What's happening with Kyrie? Where is he in the middle of all of this?
In his own world. Kyrie's in his own world, waiting for New York to release the rules on the vaccine mandates, and which they may do soon, so he can play at home games.
That really may be around the corner, the way that they just did away with the mask mandate. So he really might be sooner than later playing in Brooklyn as well as on the road.
Yeah. Seth Curry can help at three-point shooting if Joe Harris is off for the year now with, I think, the ankle issues. So the Nets did well.
Yeah, I think they did. I really do think that they did.
As long as Ben Simmons is in a good place mentally, he don't have to shoot. You just pass, play defense. Well, that's two things the Nets could use.
Right. I hate that Ben Simmons gets the rap that he gets, because that dude can create points. He can score, we sat there and watched the Rockets go 0 for 27. We just needed somebody to make a basket. They didn't do that. Ben Simmons is that dude that can get some buckets.
Well, the issue is, and we're still in society. Society still does not acknowledge, appreciate, understand mental health.
Yeah.
If Ben Simmons truly has been dealing with anxiety, mental issues, then that is something that he needs to take care of. And that's legit. His encore, we saw him pass up a layup in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he was dealing with something mentally.
Right.
Yes, he's never become a great outside shooter so far. He hasn't done that yet. We all know that.
Yeah.
Defense is good. It's solid. He's a very good passer, and he's 6'10".
Right.
Okay. So if and it's still a big if because we don't know where he is mentally, but if the therapy, speaking with the therapist, is helping him become a better person and a better player, Brooklyn's got to be smiling from ear to ear. They got a guy who wants to be there, as opposed to the one they got rid of.
I called it a minor sneaky good deal, and then I got water thrown all over it. The Raptors traded Goran Dragic to the Spurs for Thaddeus Young and Drew Eubanks, and then I got to thinking about Goran and DeJounte Murray in that backcourt, and then I read further down that the Spurs are working on a buyout with Dragic, and he probably won't play a single minute for the Spurs.
Right. Yeah, that was expected. It was Toronto just tried to get something for Dragic, and they did. And all signs point to about whoever Dragic ended up going to, it's the Spurs now, and him signed with Dallas. That's been probably kicked around for like 3 weeks.
Okay. That's where he wants.
If not longer. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now this move that sent Serge Ibaka to Milwaukee, is that a big move? And what does the balance of power in the East look like after this Philadelphia-Brooklyn move and Serge Ibaka going over to the Bucks?
If Serge Ibaka's back is good, he can be a shot blocking presence at that 5 spot, and he can also stretch the floor from 3. So the Bucks, I said it last week, the Bucks were going to make a move, I thought, to upgrade because they had some holes to fill. I think they've done a fine job at that today. They're still a team to beat. I'm not telling you now, I kind of wavered on it because they're kind of wobbled around the last 2 weeks, but I think they stabilized themselves today.
Okay. All right. Well, the big question on the table is still, I got another break I got to take real quick. Okay. Well, let's take this quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Rockets next, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. If you got a question for Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, get it in 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. You can always email me, aj@kyoksports.com, aj@kyoksports.com. It's Throwback Thursday.
KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Thank you, Irma J, right there on the lunch, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I gotta figure out where she went. She was either in Greece or Turkey or somewhere, man. She was in some exotic area. I'm like, man, must be nice. Must be.
Yeah, must be nice. Yeah.
Bruh. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. So we got about 35 more minutes. Do the Rockets move John Wall, Eric Gordon, Daniel House? Who gets moved?
House gone, man. House been gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm just calling out old names on the bench.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. David Nwaba, Daniel Tice. Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Augustine, all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Who gets moved in the next 25 minutes?
I hope nearly all of them, but it doesn't seem likely that any of them are going to. Maybe Nwaba, Tice, and DJ. Doesn't sound like Eric Gordon's going to be dealt. Doesn't seem like C. Wood's going to be dealt. Christian Wood got 35 minutes for the deadline. The time frame ends, but deals can still be agreed upon and announced later on today. But the Rockets are still holding out to get a first round pick for Eric Gordon. Teams around the league are not willing to give that up. Again, like I said before on previous show, when EG had the 31-point game on 10 shots, Rafael Stone should have made that deal right there. The next day, he should have made that deal.
Move him right now. Right. Don't even get undressed. Right now, you are now a member of fill in the blank.
Yeah, because his trade stock could not have gotten any higher.
Yeah.
And now he's dealing with a heel issue on top of the groin issue, not playing back-to-backs a lot this season. So other teams are like, why you want a first-round pick? Why, so the Lakers, if the Lakers blink and decide to give up that first-round pick in 27, John Wall could be a Laker for us. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like they're going to do that.
The Lakers have got to do something.
Agreed. But they don't have much to do, but they got to do something. Yep.
Like the old Lakers are like, y'all better do something. Like James Worthy ain't never called nobody out in 20 years, and he's calling the team out. Magic calling the team out. They've got to do something. And I know everybody's hating on Russ, and I'm not a Russ apologist. I don't like the way Frank Vogel is using his rotation. I don't like it at all. I don't.
In what way? What could he do better?
I don't even know if he can do anything better, but it's just like he doesn't make adjustments that seem to counter what the other team is doing. I mean, you don't even see like, okay, that makes sense. I don't see that.
Are we sure that he's allowed to make these calls?
Now, that I don't know either. You're probably right.
It sounds like Kurt Rambis has become more of a, depending on your perspective, more involved. Let's put it like that. More involved in the team on the court and off the court.
Okay.
And look at the results. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, no. I was a Kurt Rambis player fan. I've never been a Kurt Rambis coach, front office exec. I haven't, no.
Right. And, the thing about do something, this is on Rob Pelinka for letting LeBron, and specifically LeBron, but AD as well, talk him out of the trade for Buddy Hield and better assets and not re-signing Alex Caruso and get rid of all their depth and all that stuff.
Right.
Rob Pelinka, we all know it. Superstars run pro sports. We know that.
Right.
But sometimes you have to protect a superstar and your franchise from that superstar.
Right.
Because that deal for us has destroyed the Lakers.
Yeah.
And now they have a first-round pick in 2027, Kendrick Nunn and Taylor Horton-Tucker for trade assets. Ooh, okay. That's where they are.
Yeah. What would John Wall mean to that franchise?
Who knows? Because we haven't seen him play all season.
Right.
What he would mean is something that could be better than Russ. we don't know. I mean, he might look to pass more than Russ, But we don't know if John Wall is in NBA shape playing workout in Miami. It's not NBA shape.
I just can't believe how many layups and dunks Russ is missing. It's like
Father Time is undefeated.
Brother,
and when you got an athlete who relies on athleticism so much like Russ does, once it's gone, it happens with a quickness.
Yeah.
So that could be it right there. And plus, his confidence is shaken.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Russ is human, okay?
I agree with that.
Russ is a great guy, competitor, all those things, great teammate.
Right.
But this has to, the boos. He can say all the right things publicly about, the fans have, right to boo. I forgot how he phrased it. It's like a sign of respect that they're booing him because he's not playing well. But come on, Russ.
Yeah.
You're a human being, man. This got to hurt you.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's struggling so much and not being able to excel at his craft also has to hurt him.
Yep.
Because he's like, man, I've been doing this, I've been shining for so long, and now I'm struggling to get basic stuff done anymore. So that's got to wear on him as well. So he probably needs to go somewhere else to recharge. But I don't know what team's going to do that.
Where that will be. All right, let's look at the balance of power right now. Miami in the East, still half game.
Bruh. You're not going to ask me about the Pistons trade, getting Marvin Bagley the third? That was an NBA trade today too, February 10th, right? What?
I'm sorry, man. I forgot who I was talking to. Let me pull myself together. Let me go Jodeci. Let me get myself together for the very next day. Because when I see you, I forget to talk about Detroit. My bad. Go ahead, man. Go off.
I hope Marvin Bagley, the Duke Marvin Bagley, joins the Pistons and not the Sacramento Kings Marvin Bagley, because if it's the Kings Marvin Bagley, the Pistons just need to let him go this summer and keep rebuilding. It's the Duke Marvin Bagley, then okay, I'm good for it. I'm happy with it. But I'm not thrilled with it. Young fella's got a whole bunch of baggage. He's got skills. He got a lot of God-given ability, which he has so far not maximized. And if Dwayne Casey and Detroit's coaching staff can bring that out of him, great. I don't see it happening in 2 months' time, though. His defense, I'm big on it. The family knows I'm big on defense.
Yeah, me too.
His God-given talent, he could be a very good defender. He doesn't want to be a good defender.
Right.
He doesn't want to play defense. Well, in Detroit, that ain't going to work.
Right.
Detroit is a hard hat city, hard hat franchise. And if he's just going to do that same stuff he did in Sacramento, you'll be gone in 2 months, man.
Yeah. And that's what I'm really starting to see about the Rockets, man. I love Kevin Porter Jr. I love Jalen Green. I do not like them defensively, man. I'm almost offended. Like, you're going to make me sit here and watch. I don't care if you hit a three down on the other end. I don't care if you shake and bake somebody on the other end. I'm still stuck on your bad defense down here. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I know I'm sounding like the old dude, get off my yard.
Well, me too.
Yeah.
But, if that's who we are, so be it.
Yeah.
And Kristen Wood knows the same thing. My man with Kelly Ego did an exclusive with him for The Athletic. I read it. He said a few times. He said it a whole bunch of times that he knows he has to be better on defense. He does a good job defending on the perimeter for a big.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Why are you getting destroyed down in the post against big dudes?
That part.
Getting destroyed. Teams now go at you in the post.
Yeah.
You should be offended. But when you get lit up in the post and you can't do anything about it, well, you can talk all you want to, but I'm looking at results.
Last night was a prime example. Utah destroyed Golden State in the post. All that I thought Kevon Looney was against the Rockets, he was a child last night against Utah. They alley-ooped him. They controlled the boards against him. All those three-point shots were cute last night. Defense won out, and good hard-nosed basketball dominated that game. So, again, I'm with you, bro. All that post, all that perimeter defense, if you can't guard in the paint, if you can't protect the rim, if you can't clean the glass, then what did Kalal say? The board man gets the bag.
Board man gets paid, and see this. That's why I'm gratified to see the NBA and even college going back to big men in the post.
Yeah.
Emphasizing it, realizing that it's still important to be able to score close to the basket.
Right.
Be able to defend the basket.
Right.
And then you look at what Daryl Morey did getting James Harden to do what he does. Okay, that worked in Houston because you let him do it.
Right.
Is James going to realize and accept the fact who the man is on this team? This is Joel Embiid's team. Period. If James Harden has flashbacks to the Rockets days because he sees Daryl Morey and Tad Brown sitting in the seats up there, Joel Embiid is going to have to set him straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And early. And
Yeah.
It's not just Doc Rivers. Because if Morey and Tad Brown overrule Doc and say, yo, Doc, we made this trade to get James here. This is James' team now. Oh, it is? Then that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how much the enablers continue to enable Harden in Philly now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Does Tobias Harris stay in Philly?
We still got 25 minutes to find out. I mean, initially, some of the rumors were in order to get Ben, you'd have to take Tobias in the contract too. Well, that didn't happen. So
apparently that didn't happen.
He might stay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to what I was trying to do. You done with Detroit?
I'm done.
Okay. Heat half game up. I'm with you. Milwaukee is the top team in the East. Bulls are a game back in the number 3 spot. Cleveland hanging in there, man, in that number 4 spot. They're tied with the Bulls. Then you got Philadelphia 2.5 back and Toronto 4 back. All right, so does any of this change that balance of power?
Milwaukee's still a team to beat.
Yeah.
Serge Ibaka helps them a lot. So record-wise may say different right now, but come playoff time, Bucks are still the team to beat.
Okay. All right. And then everybody else kind of take their place behind that. Cleveland looks like they're going to stay in that top 4, top 3 spot, especially with what they did to the Spurs last night. I mean, they are not a finesse team. They are not a flashy team. They're just good. They're solid.
They're solid, and as long as Darius Garland can stay healthy and the big old school front line.
Okay.
Kevin Love, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Markkanen, 4 dudes, 16 and up. That's my kind of front court.
That's okay. NBA front line.
Yes, that's my kind of front court.
Yeah,
yes.
That's NBA front line. All right, let's look at that next group of 4. You got the Celtics, Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Atlanta. Which one of those teams get into that top 8, do you think, by the next, 30 games?
Say that again. The bottom what now?
So we got the Celtics at 7, the Nets at 8, Hornets at 9, Hawks at 10. Which teams get into that top 8 in your opinion?
Oh, Brooklyn.
Okay.
As long as Ben Simmons is playing and in his right frame, Brooklyn.
Okay.
They'll get there.
All right. So give me one more.
Charlotte.
Really?
I guess, yeah.
Not Boston, not the Hawks.
No. Maybe the Hawks. Not Boston, no. They're playing better. I found things are clicking offensively and defense as well, but no.
Supposedly, front office execs like dealing with Brad Stevens more than they like dealing with Danny Ainge. They say they felt like they were signing away their firstborn child to Danny Ainge. They feel like Brad Stevens is a better negotiator.
Well, what do you say to that, sir? That's your guy, right? That's your man.
That's Willie Gibson's guy. That ain't mine.
Brad Stevens stole your lunch money because you
if
don't like that
Brad
man at all.
Stevens had stole my lunch money, there would not be a Brad Stevens. His name would be Brad Jones. He'd be like my child. Come here. So anyway.
I see Floyd's comment. Floyd, I touched on it a few minutes ago about LeBron. That's Rob Pelinka's fault.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka is the GM. Rob Pelinka let LeBron talk him into that deal for us. Rob Pelinka is the GM. Rob Pelinka needed to act like he was the GM and save the Lakers from LeBron. But he didn't, and this is where they are. So now Rob Pelinka has to clean up the mess that he let LeBron talk him into last summer.
I think there are going to be a number of heads that's going to roll after this season. I think Frank Vogel is done after this year. I think you're going to see another voice or face in that front office, not just Rob Pelinka. I think that Rambis might make his power play now.
Seems like he is.
Yeah.
I mean, because this team is not far removed from winning the NBA championship.
Right.
And Frank Vogel and the Lakers were playing great defense, getting things done. And then Kurt Rambis started squirming his way into things, and now you see where they are.
Yeah. All right, let's go out west. The Suns are the team to beat out west. The Suns are mature. The Suns are smart. The Suns are deep. Monty Williams has got to be the NBA Coach of the Year right now. Got to be.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The Warriors are okay. Grizzlies are scary. Utah is Utah. And then you got the Mavericks and the Nuggets. Any of these trades affect the balance of power in the West right now?
Wow. The Mavericks are sending Porzingis to the Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie.
No! You don't trade a unicorn. You keep it.
Even if it's injured and can barely play anymore.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah. You see him on the court every so often. Yeah. Yeah.
No!
Yeah. Exactly. That's why he's a unicorn now. Yep.
Luka and Dinwiddie is not anything like Luka and Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, it might be better.
We'll see. If it's better, I'm happy. If it's not, no!
So, yeah, waiting to see the parameters of the deal. But, yep.
All right. So does the West pretty much stay the same? Phoenix, Golden State, Memphis, and Utah or Dallas?
If Draymond Green can't return completely healthy, I don't see the Warriors going very far without Draymond.
I agree.
In the playoffs.
I agree.
Suns are the team to beat.
Yep.
And then everybody else just playing for second.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
Memphis is probably too inexperienced to get there this season. They're on the rise. They're on the come up.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, but see, next season, we'll see how they respond to being one of the hunted from the beginning.
Right. Yeah, I don't think
it's different.
Memphis in the first or the second round of these playoffs, but you're right. So what I just said about Phoenix being mature and athletic and deep and everything like that, that's not Memphis. They're athletic and they're immature. So, like I'm with you, about a year away, and they're going to be even scarier than they are now. But
it would be nice if Memphis decided to trade to the Pistons 2 first-round picks for Jeremy Grant. I'm just saying, that'd be nice. It'd be great. It'd be a great deal for everybody involved.
That's another name that has not been moved, and everybody expected him to be, today to be the day for him.
The Pistons are asking for a whole lot for Jeremy Grant in return, and they may not trade him until the summertime, so draft time.
All right, out of these teams, who gets into the top 8? Number 7, Minnesota. Number 8, the Clippers. Number 9, the Lakers. Number 10, New Orleans. 2 teams. Which one of them get in the top 8?
Clippers going to be, they'll get there. I don't see the Lakers doing anything, so why not the Pelicans?
Wow.
I like the moves. If Zion can give them something, that's not a bad team.
Yeah.
That they've assembled in the last week.
Yeah. I am not a Clippers fan. I really am not. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Maybe if Kawhi comes back and, kind of becomes a face of that franchise.
They might just stay 7th or 8th. But that's what they stay right around there because the defense is so good.
Yeah. That's what I tell you. That's what Utah impressed me with. And again, I know I will never say anything final about Utah until they get through Western Conference Finals of the playoffs. Until they get there, they just Utah. But that defense was impressive last night.
I'm glad to hear you talk about defense, man. It warms my heart to see you on my wavelength, the importance of defense. It is a great thing to hear you say it. Shifting gears to college, U of H lost last night to SMU. They've lost 3 times this season. 2 of the losses, they've given up 80 points in each loss.
Yeah. Defense.
Defense.
Yeah, they're down deeper.
Their offense was rolling in the first half last night against SMU. Wouldn't last, couldn't last.
Yeah.
And it didn't last.
Right.
But their defense, I had concerns watching the game of how easy SMU was scoring in the first half.
Yeah.
Well, SMU didn't cool off as much in the second half like U of H did. And plus, U of H's lack of depth in that backcourt is going to be a problem,
Yeah.
you know, if the guards get in foul trouble. And it happened. So they still came close, but did not get the W.
Let me take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to make a statement that you're probably not going to agree with about U of H. We'll do that when we come back. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Come on, you watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then, if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do. And you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. That's 800-649-8617.
Hi, this is Candace Houston. Tune into my new radio show called Candid Plug. Every Saturday from noon to 1, we will have engaging conversations on current events, topics that affect the community, and religion. Join me each Saturday from noon to 1 for my new show called Candid Plug, where you plus me equals us, right here on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan Nelson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ.
Thank you, Jonathan Nelson, with your writing, singing, producing self. Man, we got some people over here on the lunch break, y'all. Don't sleep on us. Don't sleep on us. Working on some really cool things as well. Kris, I did a video shoot for a sports talk show TV. So anyway,
where's my appearance?
I was just gonna say, stay loose, because when I give you that call, yo, meet me in studio. Now you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. I think it went well, but watch it. I haven't heard from the producer yet, so you know.
I'm sure you did great, brother.
I don't know. They ain't give me no follow up.
Oh man, answer Keith's question here. My favorite Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Doug Williams, man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Okay.
Back when the Washington franchise was actually worth something positive.
You know what's interesting about that game? They had the first black quarterback in that game, and they had the first black referee in that game.
Yep.
Same game.
Trailed 10-0 after the first quarter and scored 35 points in the second quarter it took like 4 minutes to get it done.
Doug said, hold on, I'll be right back.
And he got hurt. We thought going to be lost for the game
when
he kind of hurt his hamstring, whatever there, or
Doug
groin.
said, get that. Tape this up. Let me get back in there.
And went off and hail.
And said, hey, I'm going to Disney World.
And then years later, look at them now. What a shame.
What a shame. All right. Last night, when the University of Houston lost to SMU by the score of 85-83, I said, man, U of H was about to move into top 4 number 1 seed conversation.
No.
Come on.
They weren't. They were 4 seed, almost everybody prior to last night's loss.
Come on.
Yeah. No.
Because they're AAC. They're the number 6 team in the country.
They were.
They won last night. Only had 2 losses. You can't tell me that they were.
Well, that's in the AP poll. That has nothing to do with the seeding of the teams in that tournament.
Okay. All right. I don't like it.
Because they're still, as of today, even after the last night's loss, they're still 3rd in the NCAA evaluation towards the net. So they fell from 2 to 3.
I don't like it. That's why I said I knew you weren't going to agree with me, but I felt like U of H was heading towards number 1 seed.
No,
Okay.
not this team. No.
All right.
If they were healthy, yes, but they're not healthy. You know, Coach Sampson said last night post game, go to Houston Roundball Review's YouTube channel to watch the entirety, including the question that I asked Coach Sampson at the end to get an answer from him. I know what I'm doing because I asked him to respond to Coach. What do you say? What's your message to the team after the loss? You know, the sky is not falling, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, yeah, the sky has never fallen with me. Kris, what's the question? You know, and so I was like, I asked that question because I wanted him to say it out there for the people, the fans who, oh my gosh, we lost. It's all over. Oh no, what are we going to do? And Coach Sampson said, I'm not the fans. I'm not the media. The sky has never fallen for me. So I asked him that because I know him and I know how he would phrase it. So that's why I did it. Been around this 30 years, AJ. You kind of know how people will respond to your questions.
Okay.
But he also said in that this team, because of the injury to the backcourt, is not the 6th ranked team in the country.
Wow. But
that's where they are on the polls. They may not even be a top 10 team. They're a good team. And their margin for error is so thin. They're not a top 6. No, they're not top 4 seed at all. 3-4 seed, and part of it also has to do with the conference. Yeah. Because the conference, other than U of H, did not do a great job non-conference wise. The struggles at Memphis hurt the conference as a whole. So that as well. So if they could get to the Sweet 16 with this team and it's the depleted backcourt, this season would be a success because they just don't have depth in the backcourt to withstand foul trouble.
Yeah.
To go to give guys rest, and it caught up with them. You know, plus the defense. What took a hit last night? One of the issues was because of the fouls.
Yeah. Yeah.
But next year's team.
Whole different story.
Oh my goodness. If the
2
guys who are out come back, plus the 4-star and 5-stars coming in, and they stay healthy, which is gotta be that's first and foremost, they'd be 11 deep next year, 11, 12, 13 deep.
All right, so go with me. Auburn, number 1 seed.
Oh, yes.
Gonzaga, number 1 seed.
Yes.
Purdue, number 1 seed.
Yes.
Arizona, number 1 seed, or is it Kentucky or Duke?
Duke, no. That's stubbing their toe in the conference hurts them. Arizona, as long as they don't have any more losses in Pac-12 play to teams that they should not lose to. Probably.
Okay. All right. So now you're saying that number 2 seeds are Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, Baylor?
Probably, as long as Baylor can get healthy and stay healthy. Yes, probably.
Gotcha. All right. I hear you loud and clear. Let's go over to, my favorite part of basketball, the SWAC. Southern is hanging in there. They will not be denied. They're 9-2, but man, that team behind them has won 5 in a row.
Can we talk about Inside H&P this Saturday? TSU going to be on NBA TV.
Yeah.
Men and women starting at 1 o'clock Central Time. First up, and then the fellas after that. NBA TV. Looking forward to that. Should get 2 dubs. Don't you think, sir?
Are you going to be there?
No, sir. I'll be at the other building in 3rd Ward, where the Houston play Memphis. Game's going to be on ABC at 2:30, but I'll be there.
So Monday night, meet me over at TSU.
I might be able to do that, sir. Depending on my mom's health, I might be able to do that.
Okay. All right. You and me at the game.
What are we going to do?
Watch Southern and TSU go at it.
Okay, you're going to be objective, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm wearing my daughter's school colors, but I'm gonna be objective.
Are we gonna pay to get in, or are we gonna get a credential?
I got a credential.
Oh, I have to talk to Mr. McGinty and see if he can give me a credential.
Get your stuff, bro, because we want to sit in the booth and we want to get cut up a little bit.
So we'll see. That's Valentine's Day, man. You ain't gonna be with your wife?
I ain't gonna be with nobody's wife.
because Valentine's Day for me just marks 4 weeks to my birthday. So that's what it is for me. So
there you go.
4 weeks. Family, hear that? 4 weeks, Valentine's Day. So that tells you when my birthday is in March.
All right, so
50 in March. 50.
50. Yeah, we got to turn up. We got to get Willie to come down, Andy Yanez, and all of those. Willie Gibson says he's coming. He says he's coming. All right, Willie, I hear you talking. All right, so the SWAC has come down to these schools: Southern, TSU, FAMU, Grambling, and Alcorn. Anybody outside of that have a run in them?
I'd like it to be Prairie View, but no, this doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Prairie View just can't make free throws.
Yeah.
They were 13 with 24 Monday, lost on a 3-point at the buzzer. Free throws, they cost you games, man. I mean, they're important, and they're finding that out.
Yeah. Yeah. The MEAC is a lot more stacked. You got Norfolk 6-1, North Carolina Central 4-2, Howard 4-3, South Carolina State 4-3, Coppin State 4-3. But man, I got to look at Norfolk. They're 15-5 on the year.
They had a great non-conference record.
Yeah.
Great non-conference record, which kind of, I guess, surprising that they have not. You said they've lost twice in conference, right?
No, just once. Yeah, just one.
You sure?
Yep, 6-1.
Okay. Well,
they lost to Central Monday.
All right. So they were shining non-conference, so they got to carry that throughout the conference season. But again, despite doing so well in non-conference, they still probably have to still win the conference championship because they're not going to get in that large bid. Right. So,
I hate that. Chris, we got to bring it to a close, man. 5 more minutes. We'll see if anything breaks or happens. Keep us posted if you don't mind. Tell everybody where they can find you, follow you with all the great work you do.
Website there, thehrr.com. Also, HoustonRoundballReview.com. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube and Instagram. Twitter, some of y'all say the HR Review. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Me and a lot of folks. I'm not even sure who it's going to be. We're going to talk on Folks Talking Sports. Trade deadline day. We're going to talk about the Horizon League and NCAA conferences banning their, keeping their student athletes from participating in conference championships, even though their presidents are the ones who decided to move to another conference. We're going to talk about that. Cougs, Rockets, Big 12 talk, a lot of talk on Folks Talking Sports tonight. You can watch it on Twitter at Folks Talk Sports, as well as on YouTube at Houston Roundball Review, Facebook as well, Houston Roundball Review. Trying to get out there, looking for sponsors, help us spread our wings more so in 2022. But yes, Houston Roundball Review, been around since 1994. Local name, global perspective.
Love you, Chris. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Take care.
All right, y'all. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on with what you need to know. We'll be back tomorrow with Freestyle Friday. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I do love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Here's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. Number 1. During a meeting this week, civil rights leaders told NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell that it's time to revise and update the league's policy to improve diversity and recruitment efforts. This includes the so-called Rooney Rule. The NFL adopted the Rooney Rule in 2003 to require teams to interview at least 2 minority candidates for their head coach positions. The Reverend Al Sharpton of the National Action Network said the NFL must affect a tangible change, not rhetorical. And it looks like change is on the way. One black man, a media mogul, is ready to step up and buy the Denver Broncos. Number 2, the Biden administration will place hundreds of migrants caught at the U.S.-Mexico border on house arrest in the coming weeks as it seeks cheaper alternatives to immigration detention. A 120-day pilot program will be launched in Houston and Baltimore, with 100 to 200 single adults enrolled in each location. The plan comes as arrests at the U.S.-Mexico border are expected to reach record highs again this year, and detention space has been limited by the coronavirus pandemic. Number 3, As states begin to relax their indoor mask mandates amid a decline in COVID case numbers, data from the CDC suggests new measures might be coming too soon. Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Oregon announced Monday that masks will soon no longer be required in schools. According to data from the CDC, people in more than 3,200 counties, or 99% of the country, should be wearing masks regardless of their vaccination status. Number 4, members of the Black Student Union and the Gay Straight Alliance at Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, hosted an open mic night entitled Voices of the Voiceless. They took the opportunity to educate fellow students on why their casual and frequent use of racial slurs is inappropriate. The students say it's important for them to share how the use of slurs affects Black students and people of color. Number 5. Black women are 41% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women. Despite this fact, Black women are drastically underrepresented in clinical trials, with only 3% of trial participants being Black. Until more Black women are included in the research, they will continue to face worse breast cancer outcomes. That's why Touch, the Black Breast Cancer Alliance, founded by breast cancer survivor and superwoman Ricky Fairley and breastcancer.org, are joining forces to end these disparities. Read more about Ricky Fairley and the When We Trial movement in today's Check-In and Check-Up story. Here's your daily inspiration from your
And 92.3 FM, K222CS Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. I sure had a lot of fun. Of course, it's coming down to the wire, so we'll be talking about Super Bowl 56 tomorrow. We'll talk about all the things we need to talk about. Somebody's going to win $500 cash after this weekend, so we'll make sure we cover that. But as always, not this, definitely this. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great rest of your Thursday.